Kinesiology 302 Critical Assignment by Bryce Bovey. Parents, say no to drugs. The dangers of ADHD medications and why choosing alternative options is always better. In this presentation, I'm going to speak about the overprescription of children's ADHD medications, the terrible side effects of them, and also the various alternative treatments that doctors and parents alike should advocate instead. Just medicate him. Unfortunately, this is the common response from doctors, teachers, and parents alike when encountering cases of ADHD. Is medicating wrong? After all, ADHD medications are reported to relieve children's symptoms and improve behavior at school, home, and with friends. Medicating is fast and easy, nearly effortless. All parents have to do is make their child swallow a pill, and they can rest assured that their child will function well throughout the day. But is medication always the best choice? Due to the harmful side effects of medication on children with ADHD, parents and doctors alike should be advocating alternative treatments to the disorder instead of promptly choosing medication as the best option. So what is ADHD, and how much of the population of children does this disorder actually affect? ADHD is a very common disorder that affects a very high percentage of children. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention states that 11% of children, yes, 11% of children have been diagnosed with this disorder. According to New York Nova Biomedical, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD, is conceptualized as a neurobehavioral condition that is characterized by inappropriate levels of inattention, impulsivity, and motor activity. It can result in significant impairment in academic, social, and family functioning. The common trend for doctors who encounter patients with ADHD-like symptoms is to prescribe medication. According to the Center for Disease Control, of that 11% of children, 69% of them are taking medications for their treatment. So why is this number so high? We'll explore a couple of those reasons right now. If you take a look at some of the most common websites regarding ADHD, medication is always mentioned and many times is recommended as the primary treatment for the disorder. Noticeably visible on many ADHD web articles are advertisements promoting parents to use medication to help their child. For example, on Mayo Clinic's site, a thought-provoking advertisement reads, "Is it time to think about your child's ADHD treatment?" The same ad is complemented by a vivid picture of a ticking clock and a promise that Strattera can provide 24-hour relief for your child's symptoms. The truth is, we live in a microwave generation, and what that means is parents and doctors alike want whatever is fast and easy, and sometimes choosing medication is a lot easier than alternative treatments. New studies show that doctors are far too quick to prescribe medication. A new report finds that United States doctors are too quick to prescribe drugs and often give little thought to side effects and non-drug alternatives. This is actually a little scary because with little thought going into prescribing medications, it is definitely a significant possibility that many children who are prescribed these drugs might not even have the condition after all. This brings up the very important and thought-provoking questions. Do doctors really analyze their patients with a lot of detail before just giving their parents an abundance of medications to treat it? If so, this is a very important and critical issue that needs to change. With a combination of many doctors' tendencies to promptly prescribe medication as a treatment for ADHD and the pervasive advertisements for those medications in the media, it is no surprise that so many children who have ADHD are being medicated. Despite its popularity among children with ADHD, is medication always the right option? Medications can many times alleviate some or all of the child's symptoms while helping them in school, with friends, and to control impulsive behavior. The significant problem with medications is that they aren't effective for everyone. Under the jovial and hopeful slogans of ADHD medications are the side effects, the minuscule fine print describing the various problems that these medications will so often carry with them. According to the American Psychological Association, almost a third of parents reported that their medicated children experienced moderate to severe side effects, including weight loss, insomnia, loss of appetite, emotional outbursts, and anxiety. Personally, I've actually had ADHD growing up and still have it now. Although it's a little bit of a struggle, I never have taken medication and I turned out just fine. The truth is, for the unfortunate 1/3 of children experiencing side effects, the treatment could be far worse than the actual symptoms of ADHD. With the significant problem of side effects prevalent in ADHD medications, non-drug solutions should be advocated and action must be taken by doctors, media, and parents alike. So now let's speak about the two main solutions. The first one being that we need better examination by the doctors. Doctors must scrutinize patients far more carefully than they have been doing. And how do they do this? Well, the first one is by interviewing families to avoid false diagnoses. Personally speaking, my grandma and my great uncle both had severe cases of ADHD. It only makes sense that this disorder would pass a generation and manifest itself in me. Doctors could find out this family history by talking to parents to find out what the family disorders are and see if any of these, like ADHD, could possibly be present in children. Doctors should also check symptoms more cautiously. Carefully interviewing the parent to discover more about the child's personality at home, at school, and with others can help the doctor and the parent make a more informed decision for their child. Finally, doctors need to recommend non-drug alternatives. Things like better diet and brain games can play a huge effect on the child's brain, and it can even supplement the use of medications. We'll get to more on this in just a second. The second and perhaps biggest solution is choosing a different alternative to medication entirely. One of those alternatives is brain games. According to an article found in the Journal of Research and Technology, daily use of brain games can help strengthen focusing ability and executive functioning in children with ADHD. It's interesting because brain games are known to increase cognitive function, and they might actually be able to improve focus and behavior. What happened was there was a study that was conducted by the Journal of Research and Technology that tested a lot of school-aged children. One group of children with ADHD did not do brain games before school, and another group did do brain games before school. The study showed that this group that did brain games before school showed significantly greater cognitive functioning abilities than the group that did not. The second main alternative is changing the diet. Diet can be a drastic help in positively altering a child's behavior. A good diet has shown to reduce the negative effects of ADHD and improve cognitive function. This is very good news for children in school. According to a Washington Post author named Katie Dehesky, after she refused to put her 5-year-old son on medication, she changed his diet by cutting out artificial dyes, gluten, and high-sugar snacks, and replaced them with healthy and natural alternatives. These modifications made an incredibly positive difference on her son's scholastic abilities. Since natural treatments are available, parents and doctors should make it their priority to seek those options before turning to prescription. Although sometimes medication is necessary, alternative solutions should be chosen as a substitute to the unpredictable and unnatural effects of medication whenever possible. Where to go from here? The common practice of hastily giving medication without examining other alternatives for treating ADHD should be stopped. It has been shown that alternatives like concentration-building games, behavior therapy, and diet changes can all have positive influence on children's behavior and are far safer than medications and the unpleasant side effects that they carry with them. This being said, doctors should be taught to first inform parents of other therapies for ADHD before prescribing medication. Sadly, this does not happen very often. The majority of kids diagnosed with ADHD are being medicated. It is time to end the trend. As parents of kids with ADHD, it is ultimately your choice to decide the future of your child. So I want to leave you with this. Before succumbing to the easy route of medication, remember the unpleasant side effects and consider the alternatives. Parents, say no to drugs and think before you medicate. I wanted to make a special thanks to all of these sources, which made this critical assignment possible, and to Professor Clemens for being an incredible online teacher. I have really enjoyed this class, and I look forward to continuing my study in health and wellness. I wish you all the best, and thank you so much, Professor. Hope you enjoyed this presentation.